Rest easy, friend. You there! Let's help these people! Didn't get enough of me while fighting the Recollection in Grotwood, hmm? No time to catch up, though, friend. I have injured people here and more still in the village of Ostumir. How about we get them out safely before the ground shakes again? Greenspeaker Sorilen sent me a letter, asked me to meet her here. After I arrived, the ground rumbled like an angry timber mammoth. Whole buildings collapsed, trapping people. When the new forest appeared, it damaged the village. This may end it. Apparently, a few months back, what was once rolling hills and rich Colovian farmland was suddenly engulfed by this great forest. Look, help me rescue more Ostumir survivors. Then we can find Sorilen. I can toss you some coin for your efforts. Inside the village, listen for any calls for help. People could be buried under rubble or trapped inside collapsed buildings. Just watch out for the strange beasts. They appeared after the ground shook. And keep an eye out for Greenspeaker Sorilen. It's a typical Colovian village, or rather, it was, known for fishing and trade. As I understand it, when this forest sprang up a few months ago, it caused massive damage and drove the villagers away. They were starting to return when this happened. Very. And this new forest, it's like Valenwood jumped the river and spread here. I remember when Ostumir was founded. Some Wood Elves thought it was a prelude to invasion, but a fishing settlement posed no threats, and cooler heads prevailed. That's one of the things I'm looking into. Something caused this forest to grow rapidly, so I suspect some sort of magic was involved. From the growth pattern, I'd guess that this stretch of land along the river was where the new growth originated. I'd rather not speculate. Wood Elf magic can speed and direct growth, but not on this scale. And not so wild and untamed that it destroys whole villages. Still, I plan to look into all that. Later, after we help these people. Questions are all well and good, but we have people to save. Anything else you want to know? Otherwise, let's get on with the rescuing, friend. No clue at all. Her letter was quite short. All it said was she learned something in Ostumir. She said it was important, and I needed to see it for myself. She wants to share whatever she discovered with me. That's all I know. I don't know. Last I heard, she was part of the Wood Elf settlement in Vashabar. That isn't too far from here. That's what the Wood Elves who settled here after the forest appeared call their city. It's north of here. Anyway, she could have come to Ostumir for the Ayleid ruins. There are plenty nearby that might interest her, but that's just a guess. That's how we met. I love all sorts of history while she studies Ayleids. The culture and history of those ancient elves fascinate her. My own interests were purely practical, stuff that could help me back in my adventuring days. The finest wielders of nature magic in Tamriel. Greenspeakers wiggle their fingers and a tree bends its shape into a home. They make it possible for Wood Elves to construct cities without harming the forest. I'm worried about her too, friend, but Sorilen is no delicate bellflower. She's shown me time and again that she's perfectly capable of defending herself. Let's help the other survivors, and then see if we can pick up her trail. I've tried to stay retired from adventuring, but recent events just pulled me back in. Something about the recollection makes my ears burn. That happens when I sense danger. Eventually, I'll go back to my scribe duties. Until the next adventure. Everly's traveling around Tamriel, leading the life of a wandering hero. She writes now and then to tell me stories of her adventures. I'm proud of who she's become. If I hear from her, I'll let her know I saw you. Continued to investigate the recollection. Nothing new to report. I hope that Sorilen would help my efforts. She's smart and would make a good partner. Doing research, I mean. Until I learn more, tracking this odd cult will take up my attention. Keep your ears open. Follow any shouts for help.
Help! I can't get out! The door's blocked!
Clear the rubble!
Thank the eight. I thought that was my grave.
My sister's trapped! We need help!
Always nice to get stocked up.
It hurts so much, sister.
These creatures only exist in the Dawnwood.
little bug.
They look so
Please,
strange.
help me move this. Thank you. I'm never coming back here.
Inside the village, listen.
Help! The vines won't let me go! Thanks. Even the plants want to kill me.
Lure them over here!
You're safe now. Go join your family.
Sorilen, you're alive!
Beragon! Oh. Who's your friend? I had no idea the ground would shake so violently when I asked Beragon to meet me here. Nature is nothing if not unpredictable. I also didn't expect him to bring a guest. So, who are you, friend of Beragon? Helping people in dangerous situations sounds just like Beragon. Can't fault him for accepting help. I asked him to join me in Ostumir because I found something amazing, miraculous even. He needs to see it for himself. No. The only way Beragon can understand this discovery is by experiencing it himself. How about we all see it together? It's down in the Iliad ruins nearby. I'll show you both. It truly is remarkable. Beragon's an old friend. He'll appreciate my discovery. I hope you do as well. The ruins are to the southeast of the village. Meet me outside the entrance when you finish helping survivors. I can't wait for Beragon to see what I found. In addition to being a Greenspeaker, I study Iliads and the history of the Wild Elves for the University of Gwylem. The nearby ruins called out to me the moment I noticed them. And what I discovered... No, you really must see it. Why wouldn't I be? All Bosmer can trace their lineage directly to the ancient Aelids. Well, almost all. This history surprises many people and can be controversial, but my research definitively shows that we're the inheritors of that legacy. A disgusting bigotry toward Bosmer pervades scholars from other cultures. To them, we're not worthy of such a noble ancestry. But plainly, they're wrong. You should read my book. It contains all the evidence needed to persuade any doubter. Greenspeakers are a vital part of any Bosmer community, and I cherish my role. Shaping the green is an art. It involves merging my voice with the song of nature and guiding how things grow. We don't control nature. Instead, we have a conversation. Did Beragon tell you that? No, ordinary greenspeaking can't manipulate something as large as this new forest, and certainly not as fast as it appeared. Beyond that, I'd rather not speculate. It goes against my training as a researcher. We grew up together. He started on a path of warrior and hunter, while I trained as a greenspeaker. He had an interest in scholarly pursuits as well, and we bonded over shared studies. He became a good friend.
Sorilen wants to meet at the ruins east of here. Let's go.
Here we go!
I don't see Greenspeaker Sorilen. Wait, a body on the ground. They're wearing recollection gear. Grab that note. Wildburn seed? Not sure what that could be, but the handwriting at the bottom, that's Sorilen's. The handwriting at the bottom of the note is definitely Sorilen's. Running into ruins alone is just like her. But I didn't expect the recollection to be here. She's heading into more danger than she realizes. I've never heard of a seed, but the Wood Elves of Vashabar use Wildburn to refer to the strange blight along the edge of the new forest. Worry about that later. Let's focus on finding Greenspeaker Sorilen before she runs afoul of the recollection. We're off to face the recollection again, my friend. Those fanatics seem to be everywhere these days. We dealt with them once, so this should be easy, right? Let's head into the ruins and find Greenspeaker Sorilen. Just that it's what the Wood Elves of Vashabar call the narrow band of devastation that runs along the northern edge of the new forest. It separates the rest of West Weald from Dawnwood. I'm not sure what a Wildburn seed is, but I plan to find out. Rustwall? That's too close to Skingrad for comfort. What were they doing there? And I've heard of Tribune Alea. She commands a legion cohort and handles special tasks for Count Calantius. If she fought the recollection, I should look her up. Daedra? Oh, that's not good. Now it's even more imperative I figure out exactly who the recollection is and what their goals are. Maybe we can learn something in these ruins. Just that it's what the Wood Elves of Vashabar... Those vines! That's the entrance to the ruins. Let's find Sorilen first, friend.
You wanna die? Fine.
I knew it. The place is thick with the recollection.
You good? Of course you are.
Sorilen's up ahead. What's
Do
she
you
looking
feel
at?
it, Beragon? The grandeur of our history.
You're right. These ruins are incredible.
Do you feel it? The power of the Aelids pervades this place. Millennia separate us from the Heartland High Elves, but I can feel their legacy flowing through my blood. It pains me to see their glory buried in these ruins. This was all for Beragon's benefit. You're just an unintended spectator. I brought Beragon here to remind him of his Aeliad heritage. The recollection remembers their past. This land belonged to the Aelids, and we Bosmer are their rightful heirs. Not at all, but some of their beliefs match my own. All that aside, I wanted to show Beragon what I found. A new type of seed. It's similar to what we Greenspeakers use to grow and shape tree villages, but different. It thrums with unique potential. Bug shells! Surprise ruined! I wanted to show him the wild burn seed. Talk to him, discuss the recollection, both the good points and the bad. I suppose he'll want to take the seed before the recollection does. I suggest you hurry. They're close. The wild burn seed grows deep in the ruins. I suggest we split up. I'll lead the recollection on a merry chase while you and Beragon find the seed. And don't worry, I'm sure we'll meet up along the way. And Beragon, remember your history. This style of architecture dates back to the late Merethic era. It combines majesty with practicality, so probably a place for Daedra worship and training. These Aelids seem to have been particularly fond of someone they called the Prince of Paths. As I said, I plan to keep some of their attention on me instead of you. After that, well, I'm very stealthy. I have no doubt I can elude their patrols. And if I do get into trouble, I'm sure you and Beragon will come to my rescue.
These ruins are pretty amazing. If we weren't battling recollection forces and trying to beat them to the Wildburn seed, I'd love to just explore them. Some people find the weight of history to be crushing. I find it exhilarating. An old conversation we used to have. Maybe you'd call it an argument. We need to learn from history, but it doesn't necessarily define us. I'm no more an Aeliad just because they might have been my ancestors than a Redguard is a Yokudin. Exactly what Sorilen suggests. We need to find it and keep it out of the hands of the recollection. If it's somehow connected to the creation of this new forest and the area of devastation, we can't let them get a hold of it. Let's get moving. point. These ruins
You're
are too
going to
wondrous to
regret
let
this.
sit forgotten. Look, Greenspeaker Sorilen, up on the walkway.
See, Beragon? The Colovians built atop our heritage! They buried it all!
That's how it works, Sorilen. The new replaces the old.
I thought I could convince you that we'd find the Wildburn seed together.
What? Sorilen, come back! Now she's up on the ledge.
Join me, Beragon. The Recollection needs wood elves like you. We can finally claim our rightful inheritance.
You're with the Recollection? Cracked acorns, what are you thinking? Follow her!
You're going to regret it.
How could Sorilen join the Recollection? They're murderers! Watch your step! Those doors. Let's try there. We need to find that seed. Sorilen, talk to me! I can't let you take that seed!
I won't fight you, Beragon. There are other seeds than these.
I'll go after her. Grab the seed and follow after me!
Seeks justice, Beragon, for all Bosmer!
Spilled blood and displaced families aren't justice!
We've been friends forever! Why won't you trust me?
The recollection destroyed this village! Who knows what other harm the rapid growth caused?
I thought you'd understand! I thought you had vision! Goodbye, Beragon!
Sorilen, wait! I couldn't catch her. I've known Sorilen for almost my whole life. I cared about her, considered her a friend, perhaps more. Why didn't I see that she had been taken in by the recollection? Maybe I could have done something. Blight, this hurts. She always claimed Ayleid land belonged to the Wood Elves, but that was purely academic before. Sounds like the recollection promised to make it real. Could be why they wanted the Wildburn seed. Speaking of which, did you get it? I've never seen a seed like this before. It feels wrong. You're working with Leramil, right? She needs to know what we discovered here. Meet us back in Skingrad. I have a townhouse there. Oh, and take this. You more than deserve it for helping me. Sure, my lifelong friend joined a violent cult, but you and I actually did some real good today. We saved people in Ostumir and kept this seed away from the recollection. When you're ready, meet Leramil and me at my townhouse in Skingrad. I'm not sure. They certainly spout rhetoric that matches many of her closely held beliefs. I thought those beliefs were simply musings, but the recollection seeks to put them into deadly practice. Be sure, when next we meet, I plan to ask her why. I have little experience with either, so any speculation is merely a guess. If Ostumir was truly the epicenter of the new forest growth, the land there could simply be unstable. Or perhaps Ifrei shook the ground to warn us and get our attention.
Yeah.